Hi everybody, welcome back to the Drunken Bull Ranch again. I'm Reed. So, we received our third batch of broilers today. Hang on, I'll show you. Just a second. Okay, here you go. So, there they are. That is their heater. Obviously, water, food. Now, we received them this morning. They've had water for about 3 hours, and I just barely put the food in there, and they seem to be hungry. Anyway, so the bad news is that we lost one in shipping. There was one in the box that had gone the way of all the world, and then we lost another one about an hour and a half, 2 hours in. It actually, when we were inspecting them, as we were putting them in the brooder, its eyes hadn't opened, and it was very weak. I didn't think it was going to make it either way, but yeah, so we're down to 24. They shipped us 26, and like I said, one passed in shipping and probably got smothered by the others, and then we had the one die here, so we're at 24. Anyway, but I've got a few things going on today. Just thought I'd show you that, and now we'll move on to the other stuff I'm doing. Okay, so just an update. The manure spreader is on hold, waiting on parts, and so I figure I'd better go do something else productive. So this is what I'm going to do. All right, as you can see, got a mess out here. So I need to move that trailer and all of this stuff over here, and at some point I gotta move what's left of this haystack, and this is where the boar was. As you all know, we no longer have a boar. We're actually going to, well, if you've watched, sorry about that, if you've watched our other videos, you know that we determined we weren't making anything off the pigs, and we were having issues with the breeding and things like that. Anyway, so we still have pigs, but we are downsizing and just going to purchase pigs in the spring and raise them through the summer, that type of thing. So this boar pen is in the way of another project, and it has been since I built it, which was really stupid because I was going to put it somewhere else and decided this was the spot. So, like I said, this has all got to come down. That haystack needs to move. This is actually the haystack from last year and some from the year before. You can see that a lot of it is kind of not any good. I usually just throw it in the pig pen and they lay on it or do whatever they're going to do with it and turn it into compost for me, so it works out pretty good that way. But this all is coming down. All this stuff is moving, and the reason for that is that I gotta walk out here to show you. Hold on. Okay, so as I said, the reason for that is we're gonna build a barn, and what I'm going to do to level the area out over there for the barn is move all of these big boulders. I'm going to line them up the fence line, and then I have a grundle of rocks out there, and I will separate out the good ones that we can sell and the ones that need to go away. And the ones that need to go away, we're going to use to level that area out, and then we'll put reject sand over the top of it or something, and have a flat spot for our barn. Now, the other thing is that I have these guys, all of these posts. So we're going to do a pole barn and use those posts. Now, I'm going to tell you that, like the manure spreader, this is going to be a process over time. So I'll update you as I go, but that's our starting point. I need to get all that moved, get these rocks over there, get it leveled off, and then we'll start building a barn. But there's a whole lot of things that have to happen for that barn to be built. So I'm gonna get started on that. Okay, so one of the things that needs to move is this old camper trailer. It's just the frame. I'm actually gonna make that into a UTV trailer at some point. I just haven't had time to do it. But that guy needs to get out of my way. So I know this is looking a little silly, but here you go. I have the tractor chained to the hitch. Reason for that is my truck's not here. My brother-in-law and my sister from Deliberate Lives, if you haven't seen their YouTube channel, check it out. They went to go pick up a bunch of steel, so they needed a gooseneck to haul the steel, and their truck was having problems with running lights and things like that. So they borrowed my truck and the gooseneck to go get their stuff. So I'm stuck using the tractor, but that's okay. We will make it work. Okay, so here we go. And again, if you haven't checked out my my sister's YouTube channel, it's Deliberate Lives. They're setting up their own homestead and solar and stuff like that. It's really kind of cool. Check it out. Let me get this moved. One other thing. Yes, I have a drawbar. It doesn't have a 2 5/16 ball in it, or I don't have a 2 5/16 ball to put in the drawbar. So the ball just pops out. That's why I'm doing it this way. Okay, well that's moved. That was entertainment. Now, I just need to move this stuff. It's actually making me realize that I have a lot of garbage that I need to get hauled away. But once again, truck's not here. No big deal. Hi everybody, welcome back again to the Drunken Bull Ranch. I'm Reed. So, in the last video you saw that I redid the brakes and repacked bearings on the trailer and redid wiring and things like that. Well, in this video, we're putting a new deck on it. I went and got 2x6s. I've got these over here that I am already covering with some Thompson water seal, I think it is. Yup, that stuff right there. I'm gonna say that was about $10 cheaper a gallon than linseed oil, and it does the same thing. So anyway, I'm just stripping these boards off. Ow, just hit my head. Most of them are just pulling right apart. You can see most of the screws are broken off, so I'll have to cut those off with the grinder, and then we'll get all these boards treated and get them all mounted on here, and then we will have a functional flatbed trailer. So let me get busy. I've got my best helper helping me. Can you say hi?
Hi.
Yeah. What are we doing?
We're painting.
Yeah, we're sealing the boards, huh?
Huh?
Yeah. She's doing a
What
good job too.
What else are we doing?
We're redecking the trailer.
That's right.
Can't complain about that, can I? Okay, everybody, so it's a few days later, and here you go. That's about as far as I've gotten on the manure spreader. I gotta do some fabricating and cutting, and I'm still trying to get those stupid hubs off. They are on there. But what I did do is I redecked the trailer. It had holes in it and was looking pretty shabby, so I redecked it. Now, I just went and got 2x6 pine, used Thompson water seal on it, and put some screws in. Done deal. Anyway, nothing too spectacular there, but the trailer is done, ready to roll. Now, getting back to this other part, and I will probably add in a couple of things. Okay, one thing. She's having an absolute blast jumping on the trampoline with the sprinkler going. Say hi!
Hi! I'm jumping on the trampoline right now.
Yeah, you are. She quit on me. She decided to go do that. Anyway, so yeah, anyway, going back out here to this other project, figured I'd show you. So this is the location where the barn's gonna go. You saw me move the trailer earlier. I now have the old pig pen down. Trackhoe sitting in the middle of it, actually. I still have that stuff right there to move, but we're getting there. Anyway, let me get that stuff moved and we'll go from there. Okay, so all that's cleaned up. So this area up until right up there by that blue barrel is all cleared, so I can move some rocks. I've got an opening here that I can move these boulders through. Hopefully they're gonna fit, but yeah, and that's where the pig pen was. You can see where his wallow was right there. But out here, I moved the excavator out here, and I moved a couple of things out here so that I could get to these boulders. And while I was out here, I found the skunk I got the other night that apparently he decided that was the place to go die. Now the reason I got that skunk is he was trying to take up residency on our front porch and going after chickens, so that wasn't cool. And I apologize for the saw. The neighbor's working on a shed. Okay, so this is a behemoth of a rock right there. wide as the machine. Picks up the back end of the machine when I pick it up. It is massive. And we're gonna put it right there in that corner. So we're gonna try and put it in that corner anyway. Let me set this down and show you how it's done. Maybe. Okay, so we got it moved. Like I said, this is a behemoth of a rock. It's probably one of the biggest ones I've taken out. And I have tried to sell them. Nobody wants them because I don't have a piece of equipment big enough to load them, so they'd have to bring their own equipment to get it. But that thing is freaking massive. Now, I left it off of the fence because that's the property line, and I don't want to be right on the property line. So that's where that one's gonna stay. And I'm gonna say that moving rocks this size is not for the faint of heart. Usually it picks up the back end of your machine, which can scare you pretty good. But I'll get busy and move some more of these, and we'll go from there. Okay, so here we go with boulder number 2. have to reposition this camera every time. That'll do. About lined up with the other one there. About the same height. That should do. said, moving big boulders like this can be a little dangerous, so you need to be careful. You can ruin your equipment. I would never recommend that somebody go rent a piece of equipment and do this, because you could wreck a piece of equipment doing it. Anyway. But hey, he's always having fun climbing on the rocks. Can you say hi? Alright, well, we're going to let you go at this point. So, as always, support your local farmers. Have a wonderful day, and we'll talk at you later. Hey, can you say bye?